Hi there and welcome. This is Tom Royce, and I directed the film Parting Gift. I was also in control of making the film poster and the magazine cover. I'm here as part of our A2 coursework evaluation in order to cover the different elements on how they were made, what I wanted to portray, the connotations, denotation, representations of each of the texts. I'm going to begin by talking a bit about the magazine cover, because I thought the magazine cover portrayed the romance genre quite well in terms of the picture is an immediate representation of the genre in terms of how close the two are together and how the proximity of the two is an establishment of their relationship. The colours that are used on the poster immediately sprung to mind, as they weren't the common colours that you would see associated with the romance genre. For example, the reds, the pinks. So that sort of, I think, in a way, does challenge the codes and conventions of the romance genre. However, there is also the common convention of the two in almost like a romantic pose. Yeah, so looking a bit deeper into the poster, the magazine cover, you will then see the different titles and the fonts. The fonts are all rounded, so this is usual to see in terms of magazine covers. You don't tend to see many sharp and jagged texts. Yeah, they work quite well for the romance genre in particular, as they are quite smooth and they're quite flowing, which does work very well. I had to use a film reel because I wanted to have it associated with a proper film magazine. Otherwise, it looked a bit like a gossip magazine. I didn't want that to be the association that's made with the cover. Um, the name Modern just sprung to mind. It wasn't anything in particular. It was almost initially it did sound a lot like a gossip magazine, but then we changed the idea of it and made it a lot more about films. Hence the titles down the side, the subtopics, and the different types of headings that I've used across the board. Um, yeah, just looking at the cover in general, you will notice the colours are quite bland on the colour palette. It doesn't cover many colours. It doesn't range from black to fluorescent greens and back to pinks. It tends to stick to a couple of colours, which I think actually helps the magazine cover as a whole. Mainly because I think the cover itself needed to associate itself with the picture in the middle, because the picture in the middle is quite yellow, got a bit of orange tinge to it, which ties in with the text quite well, but it also does clash with the colours of the text a little. I didn't want it to be square on exactly in terms of the text and the fonts and the film reels, so I think adjusting those a little bit really helped. But I really wanted to use a bit of media terminology in terms of intertextuality, synergy, all these kind of things by interlinking our products with products of our friends and our peers, which is above the film reel just to the left. Um, this is very useful, I think, in terms of promoting other people's products as well as your own, as well as professional products that have actually been released in real life. I think it's very, very useful because then people will associate yours with their work, and it does help to gain a little bit of popularity for their work as well as your own. So yeah, I think that the pose perhaps is the most striking part of this, the magazine cover itself. I think the way the two are interacting is vital. I think without this, that the picture wouldn't be made whatsoever. I think it's very important that the two are very, very close together, because the initial magazine cover didn't have this pose used, so it wasn't successful at all. Um, so yeah, the interaction, the way they're looking at each other is also very useful, because it shows the relationship between the two and how vital it actually is. But otherwise, the magazine is quite an ordinary magazine, really, in terms of the colours, the poses, and the items and the objects that are used in it. So we're going to move on to the film poster now. I think that the colours used in this are a lot more associated with the romance genre, the pinks, the whites, the fading in and out. The colour palette here is even more bland, than the magazine cover, because it's just plain really, it's just whites and pinks, other than the clothing which is used. The white clothing used on the male character is also very key here, as a dark clothing on a film poster would immediately suggest that he's maybe a bad character or an evil character. Therefore, using the white makes him look pure, makes him look innocent, and makes him look like the good guy in the story, really. And typography is vital here. I believe that the title of the film, Parting Gift, with the line down the middle, is very, very important, because that is actually almost an icon for the film itself. Had been separated, the line is the separation. That's something you would obviously connote with the line. I've had lots of feedback on the poster. Some say that their eyes are drawn to the actors' names. The actors' names is maybe too big, but the building block works well in terms of the colour. It's quite dark, but it's not right in your face. And also maybe putting the poster, the picture of the characters more central would probably work a little more successfully. However, using a landscape type of poster, I think it's definitely a challenging way to do it, because I don't think many posters are done in landscape, so I think this is quite an abstract poster. So I think using this and the tagline is also very useful. Nothing can break a sister's love, which is immediately using that and the title, you can almost draw up the storyline yourself. And then the key romantic interest is also very important. So if you're looking at the characters in a whole, like the way it's almost like a Dirty Dancing pose, which the majority of people will have watched this, and that's immediate association with the romance genre, that film itself. So that pose is almost representing the romance genre in one picture, really. Otherwise, yeah, the purity of the right hand side where the characters are, is almost shows how that like white's a connotation of happiness. So I think that is basically it for the two initial texts. You'll definitely be hearing off me in terms of the trailer and a quick annotation of that and a quick voiceover. But otherwise, yeah, I've been Tom Morris, and thank you for listening.